No, it's
but, you know,
important.
the office and the house so close, he'll come just to get away from it.
No, I think it's important.
We went last night.
How was it? Was it good?
It was pretty good.
I was
The night before, we went downstairs and bowled 3 games. I can't believe it. It was fun.
Are we ready?
I am rolling. Terry, are you all set? Yeah. Okay, we'll do some white stuff.
Okay. You were very, very active in mental health in Georgia. And I wondered, in terms of what you'd actually been able to accomplish there, how optimistic you are about what you're going to be able to accomplish here.
I'm really optimistic about it. I worked with, Jimmy appointed me to the Governor's Commission to Improve Services to the Mentally and Emotionally Handicapped in Georgia. And I worked with that commission, and we presented our recommendations to him, and he implemented them in his government reorganization. It just is unbelievable, the outpouring of people that want to help, the letters and the telephone calls and the people that just want to help with this commission. It really has been exciting. I think it's going to be a good commission, and I believe that if we come up with some good specific recommendations for Jimmy, that we can get them implemented, I hope.
You say get them implemented. Are you concerned at all about getting congressional cooperation for some of the things you may want to do?
Well, we've already talked with some of the congressmen who are interested in mental health, and I think that if we can come up with a program, right now there's really no inventory of what we have available, and if we can kind of tie all these loose ends together, I think even the Congress will be glad to see. It doesn't mean that we're going to spend a lot of new extra money, but there might be a way to redistribute the money that's already being spent so that we can provide better services for the mentally ill, the emotionally disturbed, just for mental health programs. I just think we can get the cooperation of the Congress if we have something good for them.
I think that's probably the problem with some of the skeptics who say, my goodness, there are so many organizations, there are so many commissions, this, that, on mental health. Why is this one really going to be any different?
Well, in this one, I hope we can bring them all together. And I am a member of a mental health organization, more than one. And I have never even been involved or associated with one who didn't want more to be done to help the mentally afflicted. And so I think that if we can kind of spotlight what these organizations are doing and let them know that we really want to do something to help them, we're all working for the same thing, and if we can kind of tie it all together, I think it'd be great.
You're not concerned at all that, as you mentioned yourself, some groups get very protective, or Tom Bryant mentioned, of their own turf, and we don't want to give up anything, or we want to make sure we're not ignored. Are you concerned at all about rivalries between the agencies and various groups that might impede the work of the committee?
Not right now. I think everybody right now is excited that something's going to be done. And we will consider those very carefully. And I hope we can get people working together. I kind of think we can. I know if there's another commission, another organization, we can spotlight what they're doing. And these efforts need spotlighting. People are doing great things all over the country. But in the process, we can have input from them, the knowledge that they know, which will keep us possibly from having to repeat this research or these the work on the problems that they've already done. I think it can be mutually helpful.
How do you expect to select the people who are going to be on the commission? What type of people are you going to look for?
Well, I don't think it's going to be the only problem is trying to pick the best ones, because they're great people that want to help. And we will just have to look at them individually and decide the ones that we think are best qualified. We need people that are sensitive to the needs of in different areas. And
are you looking for volunteers? Are you looking for psychiatrists? What type of people are you thinking will best serve the needs of the committee?
I'm looking for both professional and lay persons who volunteer. Also, I hope that we can have some input from consumers of these services, perhaps a former mentally afflicted person, a mentally ill person. We don't want to have any one person representing a special group, because then you have to become too involved with those jealousies. But we do want people who are sensitive to to the groups and aware of the different problems. I hope we can involve families, individuals and families that have had problems.
To do some of the peripheral problems?
That's right. People that have worked in community mental health centers, the communities themselves, the communities are concerned about the problems of the mentally afflicted. So I hope that we can just get a whole range of people involved.
The community involvement has been fairly controversial and in the press a bit lately in terms of the benefits of community facilities, whether people should be in halfway houses or whether they should in fact be institutionalized. Have you been involved in that at all? Do you have a feeling on those programs?
Well, I think a large portion of overcoming the problem of mental afflictions, even the problem with those who are mentally afflicted, is in having the public know what mental afflictions are. And I think once the people in the communities have a better knowledge of what an emotionally disturbed, mentally ill person is, and that everybody has problems, and some people can handle them more than others, and a person who is mentally afflicted is not afflicted for life in most instances. Sometimes all that a person needs is just a conversation or somebody that cares about them. And if we can remove that, well, it's just a misunderstanding on the part of people who are not touched, that these are just normal human beings who have an illness like any other illness and they can be cured, then I think that problem with the community mental health center will go away, although we do go in cycles from the institution to the community mental health center, and then if there's a problem we go back to the institution. I hope we can break down that.
What about the public attitude towards mental health? Do you think that there's still too much of a sense of a stigma being attached to people who have a mental problem as opposed to a physical problem?
I hope that's what we can overcome. There might be some of that, I think there is, and I hope that we can show people that there's no difference.
You have, as you say, looked at all sorts of aspects of the big problem of mental health in the country, and there are numerous areas, from mental retardation to drug-related problems and so forth. I wondered if there was one area that was a particular concern to you in all of those.
I think the thing that is very, very important that I have seen as I traveled around is to have an understanding of why we have mental problems. The thing that has distressed me more than anything is that if we spend, I think we say $37 billion a year on mental health programs, 0.5% goes for research. That has really disturbed me. And to know that alcoholism, drug abuse problems all stem from something. And there's a relationship there between mental health problems and these alcoholism, drug abuse, even acts of violence sometimes. And to get to the causes of these problems is very, very important to me. That's the one thing that intrigues me, that I hope that we can accomplish, that we can. I know we can't find out why people have mental health problems now, but we can make a great effort toward research and trying to find out why people have mental health problems.
Well, that interests me because, in fact, President Carter made that statement about people in the administration spending more time at home, which gets into that area I suppose we call the quality of life. And I wonder if you think, in terms of his administration and things you want to accomplish, if that's something that will contribute also to mental health, just a better quality of life. Maybe people not working so hard or being under so much stress. Or.
Oh, I think there's no question about it. I know our society has changed so much in such a short time. Our traditional moral values, for instance, those things that we think are so important, there have just been great changes, and they've shocked people. And the statistics show that emotional stress just has increased so much because of just the way we live. And I think it's very, very important. I know when I get tired, I get cross with everybody, don't you? And I think if you just keep going on and on and on, I can see how, I think it's very important to have some time to yourself, or have not to be under continual strain and stress. I think I think the prevention, that really is to me very important, the prevention of mental illness.
So you've mentioned two things that perhaps then you will press to put together, which is more money on research and more attention perhaps to prevention of mental health problems.
That's important to me.
There was one moment this afternoon after the signing when the question of the chairperson came up, and it was quite apparent to those of us there that you do intend to run this program. Is that not true?
I hope I can, yes, I want to.
And that there's just that confusion with the ruling from the Justice Department.
That's right. I have always planned to be the chairperson of it, and then we found out that Jimmy cannot legally appoint me because I'm a close relative. So I have to be an honorary chairperson, but I intend to be very involved and active with it and know what's going on.
Well, at that time, I thought you showed also those of us who were there that there's a lot of spirit and determination in terms of your running the program. And if that's carried over to the program, I'm sure we look forward to seeing what will come next.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Carter.
Thank you.
I see Mary waving in the mirror. My problem is I have an irrepressible sense of humor. And I was about to ask the next question, and I see this ballet begin in the mirror, and I thought, I
She's been doing it for a while, and I was trying to.
I can't even. That was the first time I saw her. All of a sudden, I saw this white arm go up. I thought it was Margot Fontaine.
You wouldn't want to keep us from a staff meeting to discuss.
No, but I would like to hopefully get a commitment from you that you will let us continue to be involved in your program, and that we can perhaps go, when you know, for instance, that the commission's going to be, maybe even set up something around it, have somebody else in, say you're going to visit a certain kind of facility, maybe we could even get somebody in at that time to discuss that type of facility, and so we keep people, you know, knowledgeable on exactly what kind of thing you're working on at that point in time. So,
I think it'd be very, very helpful to the commission, too.
good, well, we look forward to it. I appreciate you taking the time. Don't walk away with that on. I don't want you to trip you. Thank you, Mary.
We'll keep in touch. All right.
Okay.
Goodbye. Thank you.
You're welcome.